Well, time now for Ask the Expert. For a lot of us, I can safely say pasta is one of our absolute favorite comfort foods.
Yes, it is. And Americans eat over 6 billion pounds of pasta each year. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But October is National Pasta Month. And
my new favorite month.
Yes, your new favorite month. Registered dietitian Lori Meyer joins us here this afternoon. You know, the question many people ask is eating pasta really healthy for us?
Well, you know, it kind of goes in and out of favor, and it's kind of, there's a little bit of a resurgence of pasta again.
But you still hear so much about carbs.
It is carb, and that's the thing. Pasta can be healthy. It depends on how much of it you eat, what kind you eat, and what your health risks are. So if, say, for example, you have obesity or you have diabetes or heart disease, you might want to watch how much pasta you eat, and there might be some other types that you want to try. But for most people, especially if you're exercising and healthy, it can be a healthy source of carbohydrates and energy, because really that's what you're getting from it. Now, getting back to the people like with diabetes and heart disease, luckily there are so many new pastas, and I have some of these on the very end.
This purple one?
There's a Smart Taste pasta, and this is pasta, it's wheat pasta. They add oat fiber to it, so you're just really boosting the fiber content, so it's going to slow down the absorption, might be better for blood sugar. Or this Barilla Plus, it's their Protein Plus pasta, and it has actually lentils and garbanzos and oats and flax and barley in addition to wheat. So it's really a quite nutritious pasta, and actually higher in protein. Also, you can get spelt, and some people who don't tolerate wheat, they may tolerate spelt. It still has gluten, but some people tolerate it better than they tolerate the wheat pasta.
Now, if you're not, you're not going gluten-free, should you still sometimes buy a pasta that's gluten-free, or is that not just to be lighter, or?
They're really not going to be that much lighter unless you go to some of the bean pastas, because most of the time these gluten-free pastas, they're going to be made with other grains, rice in particular. Almost all of them have rice, and they're going to have as many carbs and as many calories, and usually not as many nutrients. It's higher glycemic index, but there are luckily now more brown rice pastas, and so that can be an option. You might want to look for something with quinoa. Quinoa has more protein, and it has all the essential amino acids, and so this particular one has quinoa and rice in it. But I think some of the new things in pasta are all these bean pastas, this Dr. Noodle and Banza and the black bean spaghetti. They're just made with garbanzo beans. This is just made with black beans.
Interesting.
This particular pasta per serving, only 160 calories compared to about 200 for most of the others, 22 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber, so you can really end up getting quite a nutritious dish out of that.
How does it taste is always the question.
I think that it really tastes good. However, I ended up mixing it. I made a turkey bolognese sauce, and I think anytime you sauce a pasta, that's when it's actually going to taste the best. Now, I did have one other. We've talked about this, the Miracle Noodle. For people who just don't want any carbs and any calories, there are no carbs and no calories. It's made out of the Chinese yam, which is a resistant starch. It's just all fiber. Or for those of you who really don't want any grains at all, the spaghetti squash, you can just, fork
Tasty.
that.
Interesting. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And if you have a question for any of our experts, email them at asktheexpert@todaystmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail. That number on your screen, 967-5253, and we will be right back.